Next is approval of the minutes of August 14th. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of August 14th.
Is there a second? Second. Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Any other business to be brought in front of the salary board? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Adjourn, thank you. Can we rise for the pledge of allegiance? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the Board of Commissioners meeting to order. Teresa, can we have a roll call?
Commissioner DiFilippo,
Present.
Commissioner Hartsborn,
Here.
and Commissioner Eichelberger.
Thank you, Teresa. Is there any public comment? Ms. Knapp?
Okay, so once again, my name is Angie Jakubowski, didn't change in the last 2 minutes, but I'm from Pennsylvania Adult and Teen Challenge. We're a drug and alcohol program for adults, despite our name. We are, Teen Challenge as a whole is an international organization, and so some of our locations do serve teens, ours doesn't. But what I've been doing is going around to the county commissioners, and ultimately I've started in Berks because that's our home base, but I will be reaching all of the, hopefully, town council meetings as well, just to create awareness and open up, communication and just an understanding of who we are. Certainly extend an invitation if you'd ever like to come tour our facility, but we are at our core, always will be, a long-term faith-based program, but in response to the heroin epidemic, we've created a detox that is non-religious, state licensed clinical, and a 30-day rehab that is also state licensed, non-religious, and clinical. So what happens is county funding, if somebody doesn't have insurance from Cumberland County or Perry County, will get you in the door. Medicaid then will hopefully kick in at some point, and through those funding sources, after they've completed that, typically it's a 30-day stay that Medicaid or county funding will cover. We offer them 10 more months of treatment, which the longer you're in treatment, the better the outcome. And about 50 to 70% of them that complete that 30 days are staying for that 10 months, which is great news. That's the big presentation of who we are. It's a pretty big deal. You can get a year of treatment for very limited funding. We turn no one away from our long-term component for financial reasons. So again, that those Medicaid dollars and county funding dollars can get them a year of treatment. We also provide 24/7 transportation to the individuals that want to come in the program. That's it. Just want you to know who we are, and again, extend a tour if you'd like to come visit us. We'd love to show you what we do and how we do it. I have brochures. Can I give those? Okay. There's also, we're able to do what we do because we're primarily donor supported, by the way. And there's a fantastic fundraiser coming up in September. You can golf for the day, take a nice day off to golf, and also help transform lives. So that's our little ding for the fundraiser.
Angie, can I, 2 questions?
Yes, please.
You're primarily focused on helping teenagers, or?
Our facility is solely adults, primarily adult males. We have 1 women's center.
Okay, solely.
Yes, yeah.
And where are you located?
Our home base is in Berks County,
I know, but where in Berks?
Raresburg. I'm sure you've heard of that. If not, how about Wilmelsdorf?
We're in both of them.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So we're talking about an hour away?
It was exactly an hour for me to get here today. Mhm. But we'll come pick you up, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. All right, well, yeah, there's no question we need more treatment programs, treatment beds for folks.
We have them. We have beds available today in our detox, and so call us if you know somebody.
Yeah. It's a big problem here, big problem
Everywhere. Yep, no doubt about it.
Well, thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Is there any other public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on to, we have a couple of employee recognitions. We'll start with Tiffany Bryan. Tiffany? Darby?
Yeah, if I could just make a statement for both of them, Mr. Bruce stated, then we can move. We have Jaime Rivera and also Tiffany Bryan.
Yeah.
I would just like to say, as POs, we wear many hats. We could be a law enforcement officer one day out in the arrest, and the next day we could be social workers, working on thinking errors of many people that we supervise. The job can be rewarded at times, but many days are filled with disappointment, pouring our time and energy into clients who return to jail, even after establishing relationships with clients and their families, only to learn that clients died suddenly of drug overdose. Surviving 20 years in this environment is an accomplishment. However, I will say both Tiffany and Jaime have accomplished much more than just surviving the 20 years. They both have thrived as POs. Tiffany has become a leader among the staff and maintained a caseload of DUI offenders. She ensures offenders are compliant with DUI laws, making the highways safer for all of us. Jaime has maintained a caseload of misdemeanor and felony offenders. He has been extremely helpful with our Spanish-speaking population. Many feel isolated and not connected due to the language barrier, and Jaime always takes time to bridge that gap, leading to better outcomes. Both Tiffany and Jaime have remained steadfast at their jobs by helping hundreds of clients over the years work their way out of the system and live productive lives outside the prison walls. So I would like to congratulate them for 25 years.
Would you like to do one? Get a couple pictures. Thank you, thank you. Jaime, come on up. Do two at once here, you do that.
Thanks for your service.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations. Great. Tiffany and Jaime have been here for 20 years each. Tiffany started in 1997 as a probation officer intern, and then she completed a 6-month probationary period and became probation officer 1 in 1998, and promoted to probation officer 2 in 2009. Jaime started in 1997 as well as a probation officer intern, completed a 6-month probationary period, and became probation officer 1 in 1998 and promoted to probation officer 2 in 2009. Tiffany and Jaime, thank you very much for your service.
We'll take a picture.
Get a quick picture. Thank you, folks. Great. Today we'll be issuing a press release and proclamation regarding and recognizing the West Shore Bureau of Fire. We'd also like to present to Mr. McGee, who is a Lemoyne Borough Council member. He'd like to come up. The groundbreaking event.
That's good seeing you.
Nice to meet you, sir. Yes. The commissioners were all invited to a groundbreaking earlier in August, and this happens sometimes. All three of us were committed to other places, and we responded back saying that we would like for you folks to come out here because we do, I can tell you, we really appreciate what you folks do. And I want to read the proclamation on behalf of my colleagues. This is in recognition to the West Shore Bureau of Fire. Whereas the Bureau of Fire is committed to providing emergency response services for Lemoyne and Warren-Leesburg communities. And whereas the West Shore Bureau of Fire originally began as 2 separate fire companies, serving Lemoyne and Warren-Leesburg for more than 90 years before joining forces in 1998. Whereas the West Shore Bureau of Fire has seen many changes over the years with its fire station, from humble beginnings with one handmade hose cart stored in the first wooden station, built for a mere $36 in 1910, to its growth into a more permanent firehouse in 1914, the addition of motorized fire apparatus in 1919, the expansion of the facility in 1952, the formation of the Special Hazards Operation Team, and the development of the Mutual Aid Battalion 1. And whereas the West Shore Bureau of Fire Company 13 recently broke ground for a new fire station at 610 Herman Avenue, Des Moines, which is expected to be completed in the spring of 2018 and provide expanded bays for firefighting apparatus, additional work areas, conference and meeting space, and a training room. Now, therefore, the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners hereby commend and thank the West Shore Bureau of Fire for their continued dedication and service to the community, and congratulate the station and all its members on the groundbreaking of its new fire company presented this 28th day of August from the Cumberland County Commissioners. Dennis, congratulations and thank you guys.
Thank you.
Picture. Oh, yeah, George, did you want to say something?
Just
Thank you.
to add in, as you know, projects like this, it took 8 years to get where we're at, and projects such as this, unexpected things happen. So I just mentioned to you where a pastor talked about on Sunday. He says, what's going on? All these dump trucks are taking dirt out, and they're bringing dirt back. Well, we didn't expect to take out as much dirt because it was a filled area. But we took out over 2,000 tons of dirt, bad dirt, and we put in the good dirt. And as of today, we now have a firm footprint for the station, but unexpected expense, as you know, these things happen. But as the president of the West Shore Bureau Fire Commission, I want to thank the commissioners for your recognition, and thank you for the company.
Thank you.
One more.
Thank you.
My wife just was taken to the hospital. No, sorry. Me too.
All right, see you later.
Okay, next we have approval of the minutes of August 10th and August 14th. Is there a motion? Second. Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of personnel transactions. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of children and youth needs-based budget for fiscal year 18-19. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the children and youth needs-based budget for fiscal year 18-19.
Is there a second? Second. Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of resolution 2017-26, updated PennDOT resolution to reflect current signatures for inclusion with PennDOT grants. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have item 10, room numeral 1 and 2, contracts and grants. Is there a motion for approval? Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of capital project request for the nursing home tower building door replacement. Total project cost $16,150. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? Second. Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of general disbursements, transfer authorizations, item 12A through H. Is there a motion for approval? Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'd like to report executive sessions held August 24th at 10:20 and 11 a.m. regarding personnel issues. August 25th, 1 p.m. regarding potential litigation, personnel issues. Excuse me, is there any other business to be brought from the board? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn? We are adjourned. Thank you.